Okay. Well, happy holidays, everyone. Can you believe we're almost there? Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Those are the holiday seasons. And I want to share with you a little bit about how important it is that we get some exercise after these great big heavy meals. We know through research that heart attacks and strokes increase dramatically after heavy meals. And most of us are probably going to have a nice heavy meal for Thanksgiving. When we eat a great big meal and then we go and we sit down and we watch a game or we're not really active, all that blood rushes to help with the digestion, elimination process, chemical processes within the body change. A lot more fats get into the bloodstream, cholesterol levels can go up. But when the blood vessels constrict or they're not circulating as well, that's when we're more prone to a heart attack or a stroke. We don't want that. It's interesting because stereotyped men will often eat a big meal and then they go sit in front of the couch and watch a game or sit down, and that's where the heart attacks are more likely to occur. Women, on the other hand, they eat a big meal and then they go and they clean the dishes and they talk and they're moving around, and so they're not as prone to that condition. So one of the things we're going to be doing, and I want you to have your Cellercisers available, because we're going to do a little 5-minute routine that's designed to help keep the arteries open, the circulation going, the blood cells from becoming sticky, so that we can have an enjoyable living. I'm going to read some customer reviews, and then we're going to answer some questions. And then what I'd like to do is talk to you a little bit about the benefits of Cellercise and the benefits of traditional gym type exercise. And I think it's important that when I share that this particular presentation can be used for you to share with those people you love or are concerned about their health and well-being. So people often ask me, what's the difference between doing Cellercise and just going to a regular gym? And well, number one, when you go to a gym, the objective generally is to stress the body, to tear it down, to build it up, especially with weightlifting. When you tear down to build up, you already know that we literally are told to do it every other day because the body has to heal itself. It's limited to working specific muscle groups. When you go to the gym, and I know even when I go to a supermarket, they often have these little towelettes that you can wipe the baskets with so you don't spread germs or pick up germs. Well, I don't know if they have those at the gym now or not. I haven't been to a gym in many, many years. But you are exposed to more viruses and health conditions. You don't know what those people have been touching when they're holding the equipment, and then you go and you hold it. So it is important to know that you are being exposed to more, and so you want to take more precautions when you go to a gym. Changing your clothes, taking the time to get to the gym, that paying the monthly fees, whether you're using it or not, those are often termed as inconveniences. And it's discouraging for people. People often ask me, well, why don't you have the Cellerciser within the gyms? And we have some gyms that will use a Cellerciser, but the whole premise of Cellercise is different. The objective isn't to work out, really, it's to play in. When you lift weight, we limit what we do with Cellercise is weight bearing, and we don't limit the effect. The increase of weight, as you know, is on every single muscle, bone, connective tissue, ligament, tendon, skin, collagen, protein fibers, over 100 times a minute. So we're getting our weight-bearing activity instead of our weight-lifting activity, and we're not tearing down to build up. So we can Cellercise every day, several times a day if we want. The movement up and down on a Cellerciser makes it easier on the heart to move circulation through the blood vessels and help break up sticky blood cells and increase oxygen and blood flow to the brain and other extremities of the body. The movement up and down helps to stimulate the thyroid, the adrenals, the endocrine system, the liver, kidney, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas, adrenal, all of these internal organs. There are specific movements we can do on the Cellerciser that don't limit its effect. So even though it's fun, it's also very efficient. We can target the angle of our body in different positions, and that focuses the effect on the stomach wall, even though the rest of the body is still involved. Well, that makes it very efficient. And with Cellercise, it's really the only exercise I know of that can claim to be an isometric for toning, an isotonic for building, a calisthenic for targeting, an aerobic for conditioning, the whole thing's aerobic, and a flexibility program without really ever even needing to stretch. And so as we're moving up and down on a Cellerciser, all the cells are expanding and contracting over 100 times a minute. And that movement helps to break up stress, tension, blockages, oxygen, blood flow through all extremities of the body. So people, when they asked me years ago, and many of you have heard me say this, they said, David, who's your target audience? And I said, people. And they laughed and they said, no, you don't understand. You need to narrow your audience. And I said, no, you need to broaden yours. And that's true. I truly, honestly believe every single person needs a Cellerciser. Balance and equilibrium, we often think of it as having something to do with age. It's not really age-related at all. Nobody is born with it. It's a physiological function. And when we get on a Cellerciser and we start to move up and down, in our proprioceptors. So balance, rhythm, timing, dexterity, hand-eye coordination, and all these additional abilities are being worked when we Cellercise. So as well as blood chemistry, getting rid of stress and tension, as you know, loosening up the lower back and working and concentrating on the smooth muscles, which are the internal organs, the digestion, elimination processes. So the objective here with Cellercise is to make it fun, easy, convenient, economical. It's a one-time investment for a lifetime of benefit, efficient, safe, and we even make it portable. So that's my message to everyone out there. If you can get someone to try Cellercise, it will become a part of their day-to-day regime for the rest of their life, and it really needs to, so that we can maintain a good, healthy, and enjoyable quality of life and do it at virtually any age, at any age. And many of you have heard me talk about the stories of the people that have been Cellercising. I have 4 generations of one family Cellercising. A lady sent me pictures of herself doing jumping jacks and running in place and talking about how it had improved her vision in various different aspects. And we've got that on our customer reviews website under seniors. But she's 95 years of age and improving her health and quality of life in her 90s. You don't have to wait until you're 90 to begin. We had a gentleman, and I've talked about him a number of times, who called me up recently to say, that was a few months ago, to say thank you. And I said, what for? And he said, well, 20 years ago, you introduced me to Cellercise, and it changed my life. I've watched my peers, my friends pass on, a lot of them with poor quality of health on drugs and various different medications. I woke up this morning feeling great, and I know why. It's because of the Cellerciser. I said, well, thank you for sharing that with me. And then he goes on to say, oh, by the way, 20 years ago when I began, I was in my 70s. So I thank you for sharing that, and I thank for all of you for being a difference, making a difference, and being concerned about the welfare and health of other people too. So, all right. For all of you mathematicians, you might appreciate this. What do you get if you divide the circumference of a pumpkin by its diameter? Pumpkin pie. All right. So you'll have to let me know how many of you got that. Couple customer reviews. All right, this is from Sherry. She writes, Hi, I wanted to share a testimony with you that you can share as well. So thank you for that, Sherry. I'm in love with rebounding. I'm 43 and have been faithfully using your rebounder for almost 3 years now. Within the first 6 months, my bladder system tightened up. When I first started Cellercising, I would pee a few times while jumping. I kept on believing it would tighten it up. 6 months later, no more peeing while jumping on my Cellerciser, exclamation point. No tinkling when I laugh, cough, or sneeze. I Cellercise most days of the week, anywhere from 5 to 40 minutes. I put on my favorite music and jump away. It gives me so much energy. I use your rebounder as part of my fitness routine in lifting weights, yoga, walking, hiking, and snowshoeing in the winter. Looking forward to seeing how I will age with your Cellerciser. Balance, good skin, draining toxins, and being fit. I know I will have a lifelong love affair with your product. I share with so many about Cellercising. God bless you all. Sherry, thank you, and thank you for sharing that, and thank you for sharing that with other people. And that's a common issue. For those who are dealing with that, the old Kegel method, you tighten, and that's great as an isometric to tighten and tone the sphincter muscle, but we want to build a bigger muscle, stronger muscle. We have to do weight bearing. Well, how do you get a sphincter muscle to pump weights? You don't need to. You Cellercise. As you tighten and then bounce, it's the isometric with the increase of weight, which is the isotonic, which over time helps to build up and strengthen the muscle. So thank you. All right. This one Christine gave me to read. It says, I missed the live presentation, but so glad I caught this. I forgot about the Monday night Facebook group and was so blessed to happen upon the video. I have some mobility issues, but I'm up to 5 minutes on my Cellerciser. Got my Cellerciser September 4th and could only baby bounce for 1 minute per day the first week or two. Then I was stuck on 2 minutes for a while doing the baby bounce, and then I added a weight shift from foot to foot in a running kind of motion, which has helped immensely with stairs. I am able to kick out in any direction. I'm not able to kick out in any direction yet, believing that that will be in my future, one step at a time, right? 5 minutes doesn't seem like much, but I am overjoyed. Aspiring to 10 minutes and varied movement in the future. People have commented that I look healthy and ask what I'm doing. I tell them. Some are excited to hear more. Others think I'm nuts. I give both groups a slip of paper with your name and the Cellerciser name and recommend watching your YouTube videos to get the information on it. Thank you, Dave, for your heart and your integrity, for not compromising the quality of the Cellerciser, and for your personal attention. Well done, good and faithful servant. You rock. All of you rock. I really appreciate you. And I appreciate the comments and the phone calls that I get during the week, and the ability to be able to hear the results that you've had and share different ideas with you. And it's growing. The movement is growing. And we're getting a lot more doctors. In fact, I had a great doctor. Oh, I've got a phenomenal customer review for you. We'll probably have to do it next time. I meant to have it here, but I mean, it's awesome. And it's by another doctor and his experience with Cellercise. If I have time, maybe I'll come back to it and look for it in a moment, but it's great. Okay, Masanja writes, at times my walking is off balance. After Cellercising for 10 minutes, I have balance and I feel more grounded. Why is that? Well, stress, tension, poor circulation, a lot of these issues can affect our overall performance on many different levels. And when we get on a Cellerciser and we move up and down, we're not favoring one side of the body over the other. We're working collectively with the entire body. So it literally, truly is a whole body exercise. So as we're moving up and down, the fascia, the muscles, connective tissues, ligaments, tendons, everything is working collectively together. If hips are out of alignment a little bit and we're bouncing up and down, it's very common for hips to start to drop, muscles to start to move. to support our own natural balance. The moving up and down increases oxygen blood flow to the brain and stimulates our vestibular balance. It enhances it. If we have fluid that is not balanced within our body, we're not going to feel as balanced. And when we're Cellercising, we're going to increase that fluid balance within the ear and other areas of our body so that we have more balance, dramatic balance, and much better strength as well. So I hope that helps. Lorraine says, is there anywhere I can try out a Cellerciser in Southern California? We've got tens of thousands of them there, but I don't sell them in stores. So what we do is if there's anybody in Southern California that wants to reach out to Lorraine Livingston, she's on our Facebook, maybe we can make it available for her to try one of yours. We do offer a 30-day money back, though. You're welcome to get it and try it for 30 days. And if you don't think it's one of the greatest things for you, then you're welcome to return it as well. Okay. Why does the person feel less depressed and more happier after they have Cellercise for 10 minutes? Well, endorphins, oxygen, release of stress and tension. And you look at this with children, they feel happier as well. They're bouncing up and down on the couch or on a bed. Have you ever seen them grouchy doing that? Oh, they're having a blast. Well, we can have that same feeling, and it feels good as we're gently moving up and down and opening up the circulation, increasing oxygen blood flow to the brain. And the body, you just feel lighter, you feel happier. You get rid of the stress and the tension as we open up the circulation. So that's, again, another reason why Cellerciser, as a Cellerciser, becomes one of our best friends for the rest of our life. Can rebounding help with autism? We need ongoing studies regarding that. We have people with post-traumatic stress disorders, autism, attention to deficit disorders that are using the Cellerciser, people with dyslexia that are bouncing up and down and stimulating brain activity and reading while they're Cellercising where they were having difficulty before. There's so much that is occurring within the body chemically and physically when we're moving up and down on a Cellerciser, and it's a great way to help get rid of pent-up energy and as we move up and down and bounce and jump around on a Cellerciser. So yes, it has helped people that have that condition a lot, and we get great reports. And you know, when we're dealing with autism and if the energy levels are really, really high, we've had the Cellercise has been a lifesaver for parents, and they've told me that. We've had some people that are bigger that are Cellercising and they jump really, really high, and you can do that. If you land on a spring, you're going to be harder on the springs, and that's okay. It's a trade-off, because they tell me that, well, you know, they can break some springs. If you land on a spring over and over, you can fracture a spring. Generally, I've never broken one, and it's hard to break them, but if you land on them, yes, it's possible. And they just replace the springs. That's not a big deal. And they've been doing it for years. And they're extremely excited about using. We have schools calling us up now, and the schools are asking to utilize the Cellercisers within under controlled conditions within their school as well. So yeah, I believe it can. It has. Being new to rebounding, I started to do health bounce and doing heels up for high blood pressure, and an old injury on the top left foot has flared up. Wondering if my foot is pronated and that caused it. I have a kneedak rebounder, it's another good unit. Do you still continue, and how can I work through getting back on it? Or will the muscles and tendons get sore also? Maybe I did too much. Your thoughts? Cellerciser has resistance and movement. We're the only ones in the world that have the tri-adaptable spring design. So you can utilize that portion of the spring you need based upon how much you weigh or how high you are jumping. You're always going to get the support. You're not going to bottom out at the end of the stretch. And that's because of the tri-adaptable spring design. Now, with that in mind, if you have weaknesses, the Cellerciser has been very, very helpful at exposing those weaknesses. And generally our approach may have to change a little bit while we work through those weaknesses. But the Cellerciser has been very, very good at helping people to do that. And so again, we address knee problems, hip problems, back problems, ankle problems, shoulder problems by working on the supporting muscles and ligaments around the joint. If we're out of alignment, working with a chiropractor can be very helpful in conjunction with the Cellerciser. The chiropractor is going to make an adjustment. The movement up and down on a Cellerciser is going to help hold the adjustment while the muscles flex. That's why I want to read that doctor's testimonial. If I don't read it, we will put it up on our Facebook if I can't get to it today. But thank you. Thanks for the comments. And Jessica asks if it can help with a cyst on an ovary. That's an interesting question. I've never had. What it does do is it helps to increase circulation. The increase of circulation is how we can help reduce swelling, inflammation, blockages within the body. So the movement up and down is doing that, and everything is gently expanding and contracting. I don't know, I really don't have an answer for that. I don't know how long it's been there or how much circulation or increased circulation could help. But rocking side to side, where the hips are dropping down into the mat, and it creates a pumping action and kind of a scrubbing effect, if you will, where the fluid is moving up and down. The gentle twisting can be another one that can help with all those internal functions, and as well as the organs, because as you're doing the gentle twist, you're also moving up and down on a Cellerciser. So you've got the best of all the worlds that can help scrub away some of the conditions and issues that we have. But yeah, let us know. I'd love to hear back from other people about that as well. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I put together a little routine, and this is one that's moderate. It's not hard. It's something that I think can be utilized effectively after a big meal. You don't want to do too aggressive. You don't want to do aggressive exercise after a big meal either. But walking and doing some gentle movements, really, I think it's a really good idea after eating. So I'm going to go to, I don't know if you can see this or not, but to our exercise program. And got our little turkey over here in the corner. Help remind me. What we're going to do is we're going to do the baby health bounce for 30 seconds. And again, as you know, we've eaten a big meal and we're gently moving up and down. We want to do it hard because we don't want to have the acids and the food pounding up against the sphincter muscle. It can give you heartburn or indigestion. We don't want that. But we do want to help increase the digestive fluids and enzymes through the food while you're digesting it. So getting on a Cellerciser right after you've eaten and gently walking, gently moving is good. If you wait a little bit longer, you can do a little bit more. I know for me, these things don't bother me, but for you, start off gently and easily. But we're going to do the health baby bounce for 30 seconds, the warm-up hip rock for 30 seconds, and again, if you can visualize your colon coming up and over and then down again, this movement side to side is really good for helping to stimulate digestion and elimination processes as well. Okay, then we're going to do the gentle twist. We'll do that for 30 seconds. And the gentle twist, again, is going to have a little movement up and down, a little rocking side to side. The objective, again, is to help with digestive enzymes through the food particulate so we can absorb the nutrients more efficiently. Then we're going to do a power breathing one. And we'll just do 4 seconds of the power breathing to increase oxygen into the bloodstream. Cells need oxygen to utilize nutrients and as well as burn calories. And then for those who are up to it, we're going to do a moderate sprint. We're going to do that for about a minute. And that you can do it gently. You can do it as a walk, but I'm going to show you what I do. And then we're going to do a gentle ski patrol for the hips and the thighs and the knees. And then we'll do that for 30 seconds. Then we'll do a ski patrol number 2. We'll do that for 50 seconds. That's a little more aggressive. So if you don't want to do the ski patrol number 2, you can just do continue with the ski patrol number 1, or just do a gentle rock, whatever feels comfortable. Then we're going to do the twist again for about 20 seconds. We'll do the jamba walk for about 30 seconds. And that's the jamba. We've built up the body. We've got it primed. We're going to do the jamba walk so that those of us who have eaten a great big meal and we're enjoying it, we want to get our metabolism maybe operating a little bit higher to help burn off some of the calories that we've enjoyed. And then we're going to end up with the gentle health bounce. So this is how it works. Turn up the volume. I don't hear the volume. Oh, that's interesting. Let me know if anybody else has an issue with that. That volume should not be an issue anymore at all. We've got the bugs worked out of the program. Okay. Keep going. All right. I guess I muted it. Okay, now we're rocking side to side. Lifting the shoulders up a little bit in the back, and you're just kind of pushing down with the heel of your foot, and these organs are up and down. The neat thing about the app is you don't have to listen to somebody talk while you're doing it. And again, all of this is real close to the mat. After this, we're going to do the power breathing for about just 4 seconds. So the next beat will be power breathing. Okay. Okay, I don't do too much of that because I don't want anybody to get wheezy or dizzy. And this is when the balance bar comes in handy if you want to tilt a little bit and work those stomach muscles a little bit more. And if you want, you can turn and do the other side, the other arm as well. And I approved of our new timer, which is going to be right in the corner, and it will tell you how many seconds are left for a particular movement. So they should be implementing that really soon. And they may have already implemented it. I may just need to do an update. And you can go slow, or if you want to sit down a little further, you can go a little faster. Okay, now this one's going to be a little more intense for those of you who want to.
If you like to pretend you're skiing, you have your ski poles ready and gentle twist and breathe. Make sure you're breathing. Jamba walk or jamba run, whatever you're feeling up to. And you know, your feet don't even have to come up off the mat. But you want to keep your back straight. And then we're going to end up with a health bounce or baby bounce. And just relax. Okay, that was a little intense perhaps if you've had a big meal, but you be the judge. I think the most important thing though is to just enjoy a meal, get on, have your family or friends who you're with, is just gently get things moving around a little bit. So we want you to have a happy, healthy, and enjoyable Thanksgiving. Most of us are all enmeshed within various different holiday programs, especially if you have children. And we know that that's going to be taking up a lot of time for the holiday seasons. So watch for posts that we're going to be doing, but we'll probably take a recess and start up again right after the new year with our Facebook Live programs. So if you have anything specific that you want to address, let us know. We wish you a wonderful holiday season, and thank you.